Alrighty, good afternoon everybody. My name is Nicholas Pietrzyk, and today for Sustainable Systems, I'm going to be going over the Pacific Landing Affordable Housing Case Study by Pietrzyk Architecture. This is for Assignment 1. This is in the Santa Monica neighborhood of Los Angeles, California, which we see at the bottom of the screen here. But first, I want to go over some program elements. So it is housing in Santa Monica designed to be affordable and accessible. It is a net zero energy, LEED Platinum certified, 100% affordable housing project which has served as a welcome home for people living with disabilities and with limited incomes. This project was highly ambitious, not only because of how sustainable the structure is, but the notion of creating a 100% affordable housing in one of the nation's most expensive counties to reside. This project is defined as residential multifamily with a gross conditioned floor area of 28,686 square feet and 75 annual users. It is developed on a site previously used by a gas station, was granted a certificate of occupancy of 2022, and had a total cost of construction, excluding the furnishings, of around $15 million. This building is also owned by the Community Corporation of Santa Monica, which is a non-profit. To note, 100% affordable, as a quote, housing, according to Law Insider, means that every apartment, condominium, rental, etc., conforms with standards set by the Los Angeles Zoning Codes Chapter 1A as restricted affordable units. This code outlines every factor, including form, frontage, use, public benefit systems, etc. Let's talk some regional vernacular here. To start, we have Pico Place by Brooks and Scarpa. It is 32 affordable unit apartments. Again, all of these are located in Santa Monica, California. It includes a community room, subterranean garage, interior courtyard, stormwater runoff control, and green building materials. One other thing to note here, all three of these projects, just like the one that we're reviewing today, are LEED Platinum certified. Next, we have Las Flores by DE Architects AIA. It is 73 units of all-electric affordable apartments. It includes a very large PV system and has major net zero ambitions. And finally, we have the Arroyo by Koenig Eisenberg Architecture. It is 64 affordable unit apartments, includes drought-tolerant landscaping, high-efficiency HVAC, lighting, PVs, and solar thermal panels for water heating. One other thing to note, when I note PV during this presentation, I mean photovoltaic arrays, otherwise known as solar panels. So we are going to talk about some of the regional climate elements. To start, we have temperature range. The Pacific Landing likely used a temperature range chart to evaluate how Santa Monica's mild coastal climate supports natural ventilation and reduced mechanical cooling. The design team may have validated the need for passive cooling systems and a reduced amount of cold-based environmental systems, as the climate is fairly consistent year-round. We have an illumination range. This report allows for the balancing of natural daylighting in units with the solar exposure needed for the PV arrays. Through the fairly high amount of solar energy which is present, the PV arrays are able to operate at a very high efficiency. And finally, we have the wind velocity range. This chart may have been used to understand how prevailing coastal breezes, which are remarkably consistent throughout the year. This was implemented through the means of cross-ventilation for the structures through optimization of window placement and courtyard orientations to keep interior spaces comfortable without heavy reliance on mechanical cooling systems. Of course, like any building, it's going to have MEPs. Next up, we have a timeline of the Los Angeles area. And again, our project is in a suburb of Los Angeles. To start, in 1930, Skid Row emerges. The establishment of Skid Row as a concentrated area for the unhoused set a geographic and social precedent that persists today. In 1933, widespread homelessness emerged. The Depression entrenched mass homelessness, overwhelming existing relief systems, and embedding the issue into the city's fabric. In 1945, there was a housing crisis following World War II. Returning veterans and rapid urban growth created severe housing shortages, leading to overcrowding and long-term affordability issues. In 1953, public housing plans were dashed. These plans for large-scale public housings were scrapped due to political pushback, leaving a permanent gap in LA's affordable housing stock. In 1967, the Lanternman-Petrus Short Act, the end of state psychiatric hospitals without sufficient community-based care, created a wave of mentally ill individuals left unhoused. Keep in mind, the standards for mentally ill back in the 1960s is very different than what we see today. However, this is not a good thing to occur. I want to keep that in note. Not that that would be a good thing today either. In 1980, housing costs soared. Rising real estate prices and rent increases created structural affordability problems that continue to drive homelessness today. In 1981, President Reagan slashed Social Security services. Federal cutbacks gutted social safety nets just as unemployment and poverty spiked, accelerating modern homelessness in Los Angeles. In 2006, court ruled that police cannot tear down Skid Row. A landmark ruling prevented police from indiscriminately tearing down encampments, shaping today's legal battles over homelessness and public space. In 2018, Martin v. Boyes, there was a federal ruling that cities cannot criminalize sleeping in public when no shelter is available, reshaping LA's approach to enforcement and encampments. In 2024, City of Grants Pass versus Johnson, the U.S. Supreme Court limited the scope of Martin v. Boyes, giving cities more leeway in regulating encampments, a critical turning point for LA's current policies. So let's talk about the actual systems which make this structure affordable. So it has all electric systems. The Pacific Landing project utilizes all electric energy systems, meaning from heating, cooling, water heaters, and appliances, no natural gas is used. They also boast a 40 kilowatt rooftop PV array, which offsets around 37% of its electric demand. Through high performance envelope and other passive techniques, together with efficient HVAC and lighting, the building uses around 44% less energy than a comparable code-compliant building in the region. Healthy materials. The project includes water conservation fixtures such as low-flow showers, sinks, toilets, and other Energy Star rated appliances to reduce potable water use. Also, stormwater is managed on-site via infiltration planters, helping reduce runoff into municipal systems and local waterways. Continuing, the building envelope is highly insulated, with high-performance windows to minimize thermal losses, thus limiting heating and cooling demand. It also uses healthy materials, good air filtration and ventilation to enhance indoor environmental quality. Some site context. It was built on a remediated former gas station site, which was a contaminated corner lot, rather than undeveloped land. This reduces sprawl and reuses urban land. The location is also close to transit, services, parks, groceries, etc., making walking, biking, or transit use realistic and lowering reliance on the automobile. The building also makes use of a green space. Not just a green space, but green space in general. A landscaped central courtyard, rooftop terrace, trees, and vegetation. This breaks up the mass, provides shade and passive cooling, and helps occupant comfort and urban microclimates. Let's talk predicted energy performance. The Pacific Landing Affordable Housing Project in Santa Monica was predicted to perform at a very high energy efficient level, using roughly 44% less energy than a comparable code-compliant building, again, in the region. Designed as an all-electric development, it eliminates fossil fuel by powering heating, cooling, domestic hot water, and appliances entirely with electricity. A 40 kilowatt rooftop PV system was projected to offset around 37% of the building's electric demand, further reducing operational costs and emissions while helping the project to achieve its net zero energy and LEED Platinum aspirations. Predicted water performance. The Pacific Landing project is predicted to reduce potable water usage by around 59.5% relative to a benchmark, with its water use intensity modeled at 15.8 gallons per square foot versus 39.9 for the benchmark per year. It meets potable demand fully from potable sources, but integrates water-saving fixtures, as well as strategies like rainwater collection and reuse, greywater reuse, and on-site stormwater management to reduce demand and runoff. In conclusion, what makes Pacific Landing affordable housing truly unique is the way it combines high design quality, deep sustainability, and a strong social mission with a dense urban context. Unlike many affordable housing projects, it transforms a remediated former gas station into a LEED Platinum, all-electric, net zero energy-ready community that uses less energy and less water than comparable baselines. Architecturally, it breaks down massing into smaller volumes, integrates a landscape courtyard and rooftop terrace, and ensures abundant light and ventilation, echoing Southern California's vernacular of indoor-outdoor living while giving it a bold, contemporary form. Socially, it provides 100% affordable housing, prioritizing accessibility for people with disabilities and limited incomes, and supports residents with on-site services. The convergence of cutting-edge sustainability, sensitive urban infill design, and social equity is what sets Pacific Landing apart as a model for the future of affordable housing. Last but certainly not least, we have our bibliography. Thank you very much. Have a good day.